This conversation needs to be had. My name's Zakashi, guys, and in this video here, you see the title and the thumbnail. It's really expensive to actually get units to high stars, and I feel like this is gonna be like an overall Legends experience conversation. But even for me, who spends money for on the game, me, a content creator, and any other content creator, or anybody else that just casually spends on the game, it's not getting easy. So with that being said, let me know how many chrono crystals you have right now. I need to know your living conditions, your standard of living in Dragon Ball Legends. And outside of that, if you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 50,000 subscribers. This is going to be a decent video, and I feel like you want to hear what I have to say. Maybe let me know if you agree or disagree. Let's get into the video now. Alright, so I'm going to point out that this video is being recorded pre-5th anniversary. But if we look at the current state of the game, everybody's in the debate of which Ultra is the best in the game. Pretty much accepting that all the 4 main Ultras in the game, let me mention who they are: Ultra Gogeta Blue, Ultra Goku Black Rose, Ultra Kid Buu, and Ultra Hit are really just interchangeable. Whichever one you have at first can do equal damage to the other one, and they can ruin your day as equally to the other one. Maybe you have a preference on which one you prefer fighting and which one's more annoying for you to fight, but really and truly, depending on the user, they can all be as equally damaging against each other, which is actually the issue if you want to go against things like a type advantage and whatnot. But that doesn't really matter depending on the user that's using them, because it's really a skill game, which is something I always push and all the top players know. With that being said, if you don't have at least one of them, you're done. You're done. It doesn't matter what other units you're using, unless you're running them at such a high capability. Yes, you can make it out in some cases because of star difference, but really and truly, these 4 Ultras, especially at the highest caliber of the game, if you don't have one of them, you're done. In most cases, you need 2 of them. A lot of people like to tag duo people together, the Ultras specifically, so they might run UGB and Rose together. That could make like God Key comp, but the rest is future. You could do a powerful opponent combination, which is probably the most popular one right now. So you could have 3 Kid Buu, Rose, and Ultra Hit. And then thinking about the capability of you pulling them, because they've been dropping Ultras really fast. So for example, we got Ultra Gogeta Blue in December, but I believe we got Ultra Hit in January. Then maybe 3 months or 2 months later, we got Ultra Rose, and 2 months later, we've now got Ultra Kid Buu. So it's like, where's the breathing room to save chrono crystals? And that's not even mentioning the Legends limiters that we get in between. For a free to play, it's very difficult to actually high star any of them, and in most cases, after they're off the boost, 5-star Ultra is not really usable. You won't be able to compete really at God rank with just a 5-star Ultra. So it puts you in the position of, what do you do? Now I'm gonna put it out there straight away, and I'm gonna be really harsh about it. If you are free to play, you are not destined, you're not supposed to be able to 14-star or even get multiple copies of every Ultra that releases.
Ain't no way, boy.
If you're summoning on everything, you're not in the position to do that. The game isn't built for you to do that. What you need to think about is the fact that you have to skip something if you're free to play. So for example, Ultra Gogeta Blue dropped, right? He dropped in December. A month later, they dropped Ultra Hit. Are you going to be in the best financial position to actually pull Hit more than once, considering most people are unlucky? Again, the game is a very RNG game. That's how gachas are. So if you're lucky, you could pull 3 copies of Ultra Hit in the first multi. But the odds of that happening are way too low for you to be thinking about it, given that you only have 2,000 chrono crystals because PvP just reset, but you spent all your chrono crystals on Ultra Gogeta Blue. They slapped you with a limit break, so you summoned on some of that, and then maybe they reran one of the Ultras that you've been chasing, like Ultra Super Vegito. So now you're just pissed, but then Ultra Hit is still there at the same time. What do? Well, simply put, you're not meant to be able to get everything. Even if you do get Ultra Hit, let's say in the hypothetical I was carrying out, you still probably only get 1 copy. Is that going to be usable long term? Probably not, unless you got a lot of stacked units to cover him. In my case, I don't use Ultra Hit at God rank level, because he's just unusable at 5 stars. I can get the time skip off, but he's not killing nobody even if I pull my ultimate off. So it's actually quite disappointing, but I know Hit is a lot better than that. It's just that my Hit, because he's 5 stars, isn't usable. So I'm in a better position. If I show you my chrono crystals right now, I'm at 31k. Look at Gible, looking all drippy. If looks good kill, he's looking good. Anyway, I lost topic. I lost my trailer for I'm insane. But yeah, because I've got 31,000 chrono crystals, if I was to dump that into 1 Ultra banner, I should leave with at least 2 copies. Some people still leave with 0, and that's the game. But you increase your odds by saving. So as a free to play, I need you guys to be very attentive with the units that you're spending on. because you don't want to just splash and then you're not even using units afterwards. You want to make them valuable, so you're going to need more than one copy, especially for the ultras. Legend limited even more so, because you can have a legend limited, if you got them even at 7 stars, they're going to get clipped by the ultras regardless. So it's really tough out here in the meta, man. Now I gotta talk to the pay to wins, man. You guys will 14 star in every ultra. I'm talking about myself as well. This is actually insane. You guys just 14 star in every ultra is very ridiculous, and it actually separates even if there's a high skill margin. So let's say all the people that have lower stars are just more skilled than the people that have higher stars. The skill difference isn't large enough to cover the star difference. So I can understand why free to play guys complain all the time. If you come up against, let me pull out a team, right? Let me just bring out this Fusion Warrior team. Even if you don't even know, if you just come up against this team, you see Z pluses, all the 14 stars all red, by the way, circles all red, by the way, the Z's are all red, by the way, you're gonna feel like, damn, this guy's a whale. Just for a disclaimer, I've dedicated my heart and soul into this team because it's my favorite team. So it's not just I have every team like this, me personally anyways, but I've dedicated my heart and soul into this team. That's why it looks like this. Outside of that, you come up against this team, you're going to be thinking, damn, this game is really unfair. And when I hear people say that, I know why they're saying that, but really and truly, the hard truth is that you're just not meant to summon on everybody if you're on the free to play spectrum. And with that also being said, it's luck that will carry you to the end. Now, I need to offer a solution. I can't just give a rant and then I don't give a solution. I feel like a solution is the best way to actually fix the situation. So I think the main suggestion that people have been actually bringing out is that they need to start adding other ultras into the same banners that already exist, because ultra banners have little value as is. So if I pull up the summon page at the moment, right, if we look at the Z power list, we've only got Ultra Kid Buu, and everybody else is trash. So you're telling me every time Ultra Kid Buu reruns, I have to collect, like, risk getting trash just to chase one good unit? Does that even seem worth it? Unfortunately, it is if you do get the Ultra Kid Buu, because he's game changing. If we look at this Ultra Cal Ken banner, you think I have to chase Ultra Cal Ken on a lot of trash, even though Ultra Cal Ken is outdated right now. It's actually insane when you think of it like that. So it's like, are these banners even worth it? Which is why people would suggest that you put multiple ultras on one banner. But with that, I feel like it's too soon to do that, because imagine they put all the ultras on one banner. You need to think about the pros and cons of them doing something like that. I'm going to put myself in the free to play shoes, right? So I'm going to talk as if I'm free to play right now. They should put multiple ultras on one banner. That way that we can actually get more ultras if we're summoning on a banner. Cool. That is a good idea. For sure, it's a good idea. But let's look at the whale over there. Like, I'm looking at the whale over there and like, oh damn, I don't want him to get everybody 14 star of one banner. That'll make it harder for me to even compete, because you still have to consider your luck factor and how many chronicles that you have. So the only reason I don't think they should do that right now is because there isn't enough ultras. That's a solution that's brought up, and I just want to counter it simply because the pool of ultras is too small. The same way they didn't bring out LLZ power straight away, they need to largely increase how many summonable ultras there are in the game before they even consider making that an option. I feel like the better option would either be to just slightly tweak the rates, or really make it so that there's a lot more customization with ultra banners. What I mean by that is, let's say you have the summons, right? This might be something that's a slight more incentive when you're summoning. You have the summons. Let's just take Kid Buu, for example. Kid Buu's LLs are really bad, and a lot of them are old. So if we look at Piccolo, Super Saiyan 3, SV, like, what the hell is that? These are a lot of units that people might have high stars. I feel like there could be a more incentive to summon on ultra banners if they let you pick what LLs you want on the side. So there's 4 slots, and you could always pick the same ones if you want every single time. Because ultra banners are already hard enough, but it makes the ultras more valuable if you summon on them. But aside from that, if you don't get the ultra, you pretty much get nothing. Nothing of value. So one incentive that people would actually take in would be if you could select your own LL. So let's say instead of Kid Buu, I wanted Beast Gohan, Tag Force, Trunks and Vegeta, and LL17. I have a chance to get any of those units on this banner. That'll make the banner more valuable for me. But then let's say if there's a default set, if you actually get the incentive of choosing, you can actually lower the Z power that you get. So instead of 600, it could be 400. That way people don't just go too crazy, but at least people would still be happy going into a banner. You know what I'm saying? That way they could actually keep it the same, and I feel like a lot of people would be happy. That's just one solution I had. Outside of that, the multiple ultras on one banner, they could leave that for the future, of course. And I feel like one other solution I want to mention is simply a pity system of some sort. It's ridiculous that I'm seeing people go 100k with no ultras, 50k with no ultra, even 20k with no ultra is ridiculous. You gotta really think about that. They need to add some sort of pity system, man. It doesn't have to even be 2000 Z power. It could be 1000 Z power when you actually get off the pity system. There needs to be a minimum of chrono crystals that you spend to actually just get. And let's say the pity system only activates once, so at least you get the character. If you go like 50k, you at least get the character. It might activate only once, but at least then you're not leaving empty-handed, because leaving empty-handed when you had 50k is ridiculous. Anybody doing that, it literally is like a spit in the face. They should not even have that capable of being an option, in my opinion anyways, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will agree with that. I'm trying to make it balanced, thinking from the devs perspective, so that we just don't get all the benefits, and then the game would actually have an opposite effect. So because everybody's getting everything, it would actually become boring, and you guys might not think that, but it would. Think about how the game is already now, you know? So it needs to be like a nerf if you do get the unit off a pity system as well. It can't just be the regular 2000 Z power, and you could do it again and again and again and again, you know? It's just so people don't leave empty-handed at the bare minimum. I don't think I spoke too long, but I feel like the solutions I gave were pretty good, and the counter I gave to the multiple ultras on one banner, I'm not saying that that's a bad idea, but right now it definitely is, because the pool of ultras isn't big enough yet. Even with adding ultra Z power, they could add that later on when the pool is much bigger. Let me know what you guys think about the suggestions I gave. 14 starring is really expensive, man, and I don't do it really and truly unless it's really a unit I could actually just love, full in and full out. But yeah, press that subscribe button, man. We're on the grind to 50,000 subscribers. Let me know how many chrono crystals you guys got. It's getting tough out here. The anniversary is soon, so hopefully you guys are looking forward to it. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.